Hello again, amazing GAAQ parents. Our amazing PRE, Mr. Justin Tyler, has asked me to put together this presentation. And the topic is basically where we've been, what we've been through, and where we're headed. I think you guys know that this is my 5th year that I've been with GEMS. It's been an honor working with you guys. And when I got here, we were still a pretty young school. We hadn't been accredited yet. We created our vision, our mission, our mottos, our mascot, the Raptors. All those things came together over that first 2 years, and we worked hard together. You guys had a lot of input in that, and we knocked GAAQ out of the park. We got the highest accreditation you can possibly get. We got great reviews from the MOE. We had great reviews from GEMS, so we really accomplished a lot. And I'm really proud of what we've done together. And then COVID hit. And that was a whammy that none of us really saw coming in many areas. We had to do a very quick switch to fully online learning. Then we switched to blended learning, then back to fully online learning, back to a sort of revamped version of blended learning. And finally this year, things are normalizing. You know, we've got kids back on campus again. If you've been following the Raptor Report, which I hope you have, you'll notice that my messages are constantly talking about what other new normal thing has been brought back, and it's great to see the kids laughing and having fun in classes again. And I tell the joke many times, but it's not really a joke because it's true that it's like my crystal ball broke. In my job, I think having a power to predict is an important skill to have, but during COVID, it just felt like the rules of the game changed so frequently. It was hard to predict what the next change would be. And I've said again many times in that Raptor report, I may not know what's coming ahead, but I know we'll get through it together. And when I think of that, I think part of this video is a thank you to you guys, our parents, for your partnership in this process and really helping us out, because it's your feedback that's allowed us to accomplish what we have. And on one hand, I want to say a special thanks to everybody who's been complimentary, to myself in particular, to the teachers, because sometimes it's hard for them to know they're doing a good job in that new landscape. And when you tell them they're doing a good job, that means the world to them. And I really appreciate those compliments. I'm never going to say no to a compliment, but you also were really good about giving us critical feedback. You know, we made mistakes. We made bad decisions sometimes. It was new to us. And you know, I think of a situation today. I was doing a classroom visit, which it's great to be able to in the classroom again, you know, doing classroom visits, and was in a classroom and I saw a cute little 2nd grade girl working on her writing, and she had sort of a scared feeling, and I went over and asked her, hey sweetie, what's going on? And she said, Mr. Mark, I made a mistake. And I said, don't worry about that. That's okay. Mr. Mark makes mistakes all the time. And the other kids at her table were, oh my gosh, you make mistakes, Mr. Mark? And I said, look, that's part of life. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. It matters if you learn from your mistakes and you move forward, you adapt, you change. And I reminded him, we have a saying that you'll see on some of our walls that says fail means first attempt in learning. And in many of these situations, the first time we went online, that was our first attempt in learning, right? We've done that a bunch of times together. And now as we're normalizing, I think there's the natural assumption, right, that we just know how to do that. We're just going to do everything exactly the way we did before, but that's not how this is going to work. There's a lot of literature out there about post-COVID trauma. I've been looking at that, about how even when things are normal, it will be a new normal. We've all heard that term. And I think our goal as we're moving forward is to reflect on our successes in the past and recreate as many of those. But you have this unique opportunity in that reflection to think about the things that maybe you weren't as successful in the past on, and then you don't have to bring those things into that new normal, right? Maybe the new normal isn't worse, maybe the new normal is better. And so I think of some of the things that you've asked us about. I mean, we'll do those successes. We'll bring in, we're gonna think of all the things we accomplished in GAAQ. We're gonna start talking more about our learning principles again with our teachers, start embedding those core values into classes even better. now that kids are on campus, we can really focus on face-to-face learning again even more. That was our goal during blended, but now we got them every day, right? So we got to maximize that. We got to fill in those gaps that happened during COVID with that face-to-face learning. So those things will definitely happen. But when I think of sort of two really good critiques that we got from you, one was during blended learning, and now I think is appropriate for homework and after school assignments and things, is, man, there's so many of these digital platforms. How do I keep up with it? I got a kid in first, a kid in fifth, and a kid in eighth, and what do I do with all these different platforms? And we've really refined that over the last couple of months. And so I'm not going to tell you we only have a one-stop shop. I'd like that, and we're working towards it, but Alma's really effective at meeting the needs of our 3rd through 12th grade students. And so that's kind of your one-stop shop for that. And I hope that you see that we've really improved Alma, improved our communication in Alma, and that you can use that. If you're not using Alma right now, I really encourage you, talk to Miss Maureen, talk to Mr. Justin. If you're not sure what else to do, talk to the folks at reception. They'll help you get connected with the people who can get you into Alma so that you can see your kids' grades, you can see your kids' assignments. Even if they have a Google assignment, there'll be a link in Alma that you can get to that assignment. So I really encourage you, to use that. And then for our little guys, we're still using Dojo. That's your main area. I think you're probably familiar with that if you've been here for a few years. So those, if you're K through 2, you're probably getting everything through Dojo. 3 through 12, those are our 2 areas to sort of act as that one-stop shop for you. And then another piece of feedback we got is written feedback. You might get an email from a teacher and then another message from Mr. Gregory, and then you get the Raptor Report, and then you get a text message on a new event. And I can't keep up with all these different emails and things. And can you get all that information condensed for me into one place where I have all the information about all the events coming up? Is there a dress down day? If my kid comes home and says, I got to be a superhero tomorrow, how do I know that's true? And we really want the Raptor Report to be that. I know that in that process, it's a little long, but that's because we got so much going on here and there's so much to tell you. So, but if you're looking for that one place, how do I know what's happening at GAAQ? That's the Raptor Report. You may still get some individual teacher bulletins, and I think that's great. And certainly if there's a concern or a problem, a teacher's going to reach out to you and let you know that. But if you're just in general looking for, I want to know what's happening at GAAQ, you go to that Raptor Report. So I think our goal for you is to condense that information into as easy, accessible, and usable a source as you can possibly get. So I hope Alma and Dojo and the Raptor Report do that for you. And if they don't, then let us know. And as we're moving forward, we're still that same team that we've been. So by all means, please let us know if we're doing something well. We want to keep doing those things if we're doing them well. And if we make mistakes, which we will, let us know. And we will listen to you, and we will adapt, and we will overcome, and we're going to continue. As we say, we are the Raptors, and together we will soar to new heights. So thanks so much for your time. Have a nice day.